I mean, disbelief like the rest of the world, just a profoundly dumb moment to start this game. But I also think you saw over the course of the game how integral Jalen Carter is to this defense.
Saying it's a profoundly dumb moment is a gross understatement because everybody knows what they should do in that situation. That is a personality issue. It is not like he understood what was right and what was wrong. I don't know why he did it. It doesn't make sense. And the fact that he is arguably the most important piece of that Eagles defense cuts even worse. Um, Dak Prescott even said it. They had their whole game plan geared towards stopping him. And when you take that piece off the board, that leaves your defense exposed.
You know, he never left the field last year, guys. He played a ton of snaps. He was overwhelmingly the most double-teamed player on that Eagles defensive line. And while I did think Jordan Davis played quite well and also played a lot, probably a lot more than he thought he had to, you saw that this pass rush is a work in progress outside of Jalen Carter.
Jordan Davis had one of his best games as a Eagle, and they needed that production to step up when you unexpectedly get your keystone kicked out of the game before the game even starts. He didn't even play one snap from scrimmage. So Jordan Davis stepped up and provided some of that production big time. He had a couple hurries. He had a pass deflection. I believe he had a tackle for a loss. Jordan Davis stepped up big time in that situation.
Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, both gone. They're counting on young players, Jalix Hunt, Moro Jomo, and Nolan Smith to step up. And it was a little hot and cold, quite frankly, without Carter being doubled on the interior. So they absolutely need him to play. They certainly need him against competition like the Kansas City Chiefs.
It is a work in progress for the Eagles defense. We got some new pieces. Zadarius Smith hasn't been on the field yet. That will definitely come into play. Hopefully, you got a veteran presence that can calm Jalen Carter down a little bit, because at the end of the day, you need that kid on the field at all times. Just like Mina said, he does not come off the field. So you need that type of consistency in your defense. We are definitely going to need him against the KC Chiefs. This happened on Thursday. It is now Tuesday, and we still haven't had a decision from the NFL, at least not a public one in any case. Nick Sirianni's been on the local sports radio twice and hasn't mentioned it, so nobody's really saying anything. Do I think he will be suspended? I have no idea. So all of these reports you're hearing from Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter, they don't know either. Nobody has any news. I know Adam Schefter said some news would come down on Monday, and it didn't. At the end of the day, they don't know. What I will say is that the competition committee and Troy Vincent are very serious about these unsportsmanlike rules and getting them out of the game. Maybe that's what's taking so long. I have no idea. We do need to get the Eagles some updated information and make a decision so we can move on one way or the other. Kansas City is coming. We definitely need Jalen Carter on the field. But if he is not available, we got to figure out who we going to put in, get Zadarius Smith some snaps and get him ready to go, because we're going to need this production when we play the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is just coming off of a bad loss. And they're going to be trying to get things right. And who's in their way? Us. We got to go to Kansas City and get this done. So the quicker we get some information about Jalen Carter, the better. At this point, let's hear something so we can just deal with it and move on with him or without him.